What a great, first of all, let me say what a great picture we have. This is fantastic, yeah. Did you set it up just so the plant would be there? And it's so pretty.
Well, a little bit, and this is really our little tech corner of our house. This is our living room area, actually. We have a very big living room. We live in an older house.
It's gorgeous.
And so what's behind me, what you see behind me is actually, I'll move a little bit, that's my husband's workstation.
Yeah, very nice.
And I have I had the exact same setup, only obviously you can't see
Oh, isn't that cute? So you work back to back, kind of.
Yeah, we work back to back, and what we do is we have a small recording studio, and my husband Dave, he actually uses both stations simultaneously at sometimes if he's doing videos with his music or if he's doing his mastering.
Isn't it wonderful what you can do now? I mean, in a home office with off-the-shelf technology, you can record as well as you could in a full studio just a few years ago.
Oh, the sound he's getting is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We started by doing just little demos and little things here and there, and he's getting a very good, very big sound.
What kind of music is it?
Well, it's indie. We do rock and roll. We had recently we had a small band from our local high school. They do punk.
So you record others too. That's neat.
Yeah, and as well, he does annual job for a company that does a language game.
Oh, neat.
So we record the little characters for them.
Oh, what fun! Oh, you're set.
Really, so he does a variety of things, and he started playing also with videos, and he does a really neat melange, if you will, if I can use a little bit of French.
Yeah, we know what melange is.
Petit melange with the digital photos and with his digital video camera. He's done some fabulous things for our family.
Wow, that's really cool.
Posted on the internet on our site.
Well, what can I do to help you? It sounds like you're pretty wired. I'm not sure I have anything to offer.
Oh, well, we have been an internet presence, I guess, for a good 10 years now.
Wow. What's the site?
He has recently retired from being a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, neat.
And so he was home for 13 years, so he didn't just sit at home doing nothing. He learned quite a few things.
I'm jealous that he got to do that. That sounds wonderful.
Oh, and he did a fabulous job.
Oh, you must be really grateful to him.
Oh, very much so, very much.
That's really great. So what's your site? What's your website?
Well, our website is sargentstar.com. If I will spell it for you, SARGENTSTARR.com.
So you're not spelling Sargent with the French spelling?
No, it's actually the two of our last names merged.
Ah, cool.
Mashed, if you will.
And it's Montreal Indie. That's great.
Montreal Indie Music. And what my question is actually, up until a few days ago, when I would do a vanity search of my name, our site would pop up. It would be the first hit.
Yeah.
Now, my husband, he did some fiddling around, and I don't know, he covered something, he did something, but I'm no longer the first hit. So things happen.
Well, it's probably not him. It's probably... So when you do a search for Sargent Star, you're saying?
Well, no, it used to be by actually my name, Bonnie
Just
Sargent.
Bonnie Sargent, and you would be first.
Yes, and my name would come up as first, and then if you would hit that, then it would come to our studio.
Now, did it disappear, or did it just move down?
Well, it's moved down to the second page now.
Oh, goodness, that's quite a drop.
Yeah, and what he's told me he was putting up a video clip onto the site, and he accidentally covered my name for just a short span of time, and it dropped off from the
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me give you some hints on how you can get back where you want to be, because you do want to be first on Google. I mean, if somebody searches for Bonnie Sargent, you would like to show up. Now, most of us don't have that luxury. If you search for Leo Laporte on Google, it does show up first. I'm grateful to say. But if you search for Leo on Google, it does not show up first. So it's a nice thing, but people who are looking for you by name are going to probably look through at least the first page. But it'd be nice to be on the first page anyway. So let me give you a couple of hints on how to improve your ranking here. Now, what Google looks at is the title of the page, and you have a good title, Montreal Indie Music Recording. Those 4 words are great because those are kind of the most important words on the site, believe it or not. That's in the title tag. And that is the page that the title that the window will have. That's very important. Google treats that almost like this is what they want to be searched on. So if you wanted to get your name up there, if you said Bonnie Starr Montreal Indie Music Recording, that would help. I'm not sure you want to do that. The other thing is that the most important part of the page is the beginning of the page, the first, say, 150 characters. So if I look at the source code of your page, this is something probably everybody should do. And we're going to talk a little bit about this with Monique a little bit later, is how to kind of look at your page and how to look at your hits. But the first, Google doesn't go very deep. It only goes maybe down to here. And you want to get in the first parts of the page the text, the most important text for it to Google you on. Now, notice up here you have some script stuff that is before the text, quite a bit of it. Google isn't going to get any value out of that, and it's not going to help you with your Google rankings. So I suggest moving this down to the bottom of the page. It won't hurt anything. You do now have your menu structure, and there's your name, but it's still pretty high up, but I would like to see it higher up on the page. And I'm talking about the page source code, the HTML for the page. Google only pays attention to, I can't remember what it was, but the first 150 to 250 words are really important. I think it's the first 1,500 characters it's looking at. That it really is important. And, there are all sorts of tricks that SEOs use. None of those are search engine optimizers. None of them really are going to make that much difference. The most important thing is the title, the beginning text. You have some real content in there that the engine will index. It's also, Google does pay attention to how long you register your site for, because one of the things they're fighting against are these hit and run sites where it's just a bunch of links. It's a link farm. So if you only register your site for a year or less, they go, we don't know how serious to take them. So I always register my sites for a minimum of 3 years to say, look, I'm here to stay. I am not, I'm not gaming Google. This is a real site. I'm sure you've been around so long, it should show up very high. How about if you search for Pleiadius Films? I bet you show up number one on that one.
Well, if you search on just Pleiadius, that's actually my husband's.
That's the company. Oh, then you go to YouTube. Look at that.
Yeah, he comes right up on the top. I think there's only 2 on the whole of the internet.
Yeah, that's why it's always great to have a unique name, for sure. And that's something people should pay attention to. I've heard that people, when they name their children now, Google the name first to make sure that it's going to be a somewhat unique name on Google. That's an interesting strategy. I'm not sure I'd make my child's name based on that, but it's something to think about. John Smith has a much harder time showing up on Google than, say, Bonnie Sargent or Leo Laporte.
Oh, that is so funny.
Well, I think what you're doing is great. I'm really thrilled to see this. This is a great site. It clearly reflects you well. I think the design is beautiful. You're doing a great job. And yeah, I mean, what Google says is just keep doing good content. Another way to get highly ranked is to get people to link to you. It may not be anything your husband did. It may be that one of the 2 of the sites that were linking to you stopped. And that can actually impact your Google ranking very quickly.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's possible.
Yeah, get highly ranked sites to link to you. You will search high.
Oh,
okay?
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Leo. We love you, and we've been watching you since the early days back, Call for Help.
Way back when.
Oh, yeah. And if you would say hi to Sean and his shiny things.
I will. He's right there. This is actually, well, thank you, Bonnie. I really appreciate it.
Bonnie.
This is actually a good time to say hi and bye to Sean. This is his last show. He's moving back to Toronto.
Oh, he is.
So wave goodbye to Sean, because we're losing him. He'll show up from time to time on the show, I promise. We're not going to let him get away that easy. But
he'll be back closer to our neck of the woods. And
he'll be nearer to you.
And hockey.
He'll be back with hockey, and you can see him on LabRats.tv, of course. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Leo. One last thing, if we could get an autograph, that would be just so nice.
Oh, of course. Hang on the line. I'll get Brianna, I'll get your address, and we'll make sure we sign something for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to talk to you.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.